Hi, Erica and Daniel Cisneros here again. And being a buyer in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex means you're working a little harder than if you were in different parts of the country. There's some things that are affecting this market, and I hope that this segment just really helps you understand what the challenges that you'll be facing as a buyer, but also to prepare you for those things to come, because the whole goal is that you buy a house. I mean, it's an amazing way that people create wealth for their future. A lot of people are using it as a source of retirement. So it's just a really fabulous thing that you're here today and your goal is to buy a house. And our job is to make it happen for you. So Daniel, why don't you tell me a little bit about some of the things that are changing the way we do real estate in today's market as opposed to, let's say, 5 years ago?
Well, right now we're entering a dynamic where we're at an all-time low in inventory. One thing you have to look at in real estate is you have to look at what houses are on the market, how many homes are in the market, and how many people are buying homes. And so right now in the Dallas-Fort Worth market, we're at a 2-month supply of inventory in this market. What that means is that if 1,000 homes sell every month, there are 2,000 homes in the market, for example, so there'd be a 2-month supply of inventory in the market. So that's actually an all-time low. So right now we're actually in a seller's market. We have a lot of buyers, not enough sellers. Prices are starting to go up little by little. The one thing about real estate is it doesn't go up overnight. Usually it takes 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. You won't really see a significant growth in the prices of real estate until over 3, 5, 7 years, and you'll start seeing prices go up. And actually in the last year, from 2015 to the end of 2016, prices went up approximately 12 to 14% in most areas throughout Dallas and Fort Worth. So if you had a home that was worth $100,000, now it's worth 110, 115. And I've been seeing it in the market when I'm looking for houses for myself. I'm also an investor. I buy properties, fix them up, sell them. And one of the things that I'm finding is that there's a lot more competition. Homes are selling a lot faster. The best deals are going to the highest bidder, sometimes $5,000 and $10,000 above list price. And
so what do buyers have to do differently in today's market as opposed to 5 years ago?
In today's market, you just have to look at properties faster. You have to be the first one to get to the property. Usually it's timing. It's about timing.
You know, one of the things that we've seen, you know, buyers have gotten frustrated over the fact that they might see a house on Saturday and then on Monday there's multiple offers on it already, and so they don't feel like they have enough time to make a decision, and that can be really worrisome. So some of the ideas that I always give to the clients that we serve is know your market, know your neighborhoods, know your areas. Make sure you come and grab a Cisneros Real Estate Solutions agent to help you, because they're going to be masters and experts at the different communities here in the DFW area. But also, as long as you're gathering information, enough information about maybe the school zone, what are the most important things to purchasing a house for you? Is it the school? Is it proximity to your job? What are those most important things? So make a list of the absolute must-haves and then go by that list. And you know what? At the end of the day, don't be gun shy, right? Just shoot the gun, get it out there, get an offer out there, and make sure that your agent is writing in there at least a 10-day option period so that you can have some time to negotiate on any repairs or even on price after the seller agrees to sell you the property. So as long as you just shoot the offer out, just see what the seller's willing to do. And that's kind of one of the main things I think that's different than in doing real estate in today's market than before is, you know, sometimes we're sending out 2 or 3 offers, one lands, and then we find out, one worked and one didn't, but the whole goal is options. Just get the seller to agree to something and then go back and negotiate on repairs or a price later on, because there's a number of different ways to do it. Trust your real estate professional if they're trustworthy, obviously. Well, if they're with us, they're going to be trustworthy because we screen all of our staff really well. But, making sure that you have that level of trust, because if they know what they're doing, they're going to make you feel good about the decisions that you're making, because there are a lot faster decisions in today's market than they ever been before.
And another thing is, when you do write an offer, Erica was talking about option periods. You could write an offer today. Tomorrow you wake up.
Well, first of all, what is an option period?
An option period gives you the option, 7 to 10 day option, to pretty much back out of that contract for whatever reason. And so you want to have that in your contract.
Without losing any of your earnest money, which is
usually
a small deposit.
$500, $1,000, $2,000, whatever the seller wants. And so having that option allows you to write a contract quickly. Sometimes in this market today, even for my personal investments, I'll go write an offer before even sometimes looking at the property, because the market's so competitive that I might write 3 or 4 offers. I might not get any of them. And I went to go look at that property, and I didn't even have a chance for it, and I wasted my gas. And so now in this market, I'll put a property under contract for my personal investment, lock it in, and once it's locked in, I'll go look at it. If it doesn't make me happy, or if I'm not feeling peace about that purchase, I'll cancel the contract. It might cost me $50, $75, but at least I have the option. See, as a buyer, only the buyer has the option to back out. The seller does not have the option to back out. So it's very important in today's market, lock in that contract. If I want to back out of that contract tomorrow or the next day, in 7 days, I lost $50, but at least if it was a deal that maybe got me $40,000, $50,000 worth of equity, it might be worth it to risk that $50 to $75, and I still get if I cancel the contract for whatever reason, I still get my $1,000, $500 earnest money, and I don't lose anything. But what I do gain is the opportunity, because sometimes a great deal will come onto the market, and usually it's the first one that gets there is the one that usually gets the deal. And that's how it happens. It's all about timing.
The one who's ready to act. And I think that that's a really important point and a really great topic that you brought up, is even in a seller's market where it feels like if you're a buyer and you're the underdog and you're competing against all these people, even in a seller's market, the buyer still has a lot of control. What did Daniel just say? He is the one, as a buyer, when he's a buyer on a project or on a property, when he's a buyer on a property, he's the one who has the option to cancel, not the seller. So even in a seller's market, you might feel like you're chasing the wind sometimes because you're looking at all these properties and you really wanted one and it didn't go. Daniel always tells me, don't marry the house, right? Don't marry it. Continue looking and continue. There's always going to be wonderful options out there for you, so don't get discouraged. But what we definitely suggest is that you just write the offer, see what the seller's willing to accept, and definitely get comfortable with moving a whole lot faster.